Hi everyone, and welcome to today's tag creations for Trinity stamps. We're going to be using this joyful Noel stamp set. It's brand new to their release this month. It's so much fun. Loved colouring these in. We're going to be doing something different today. I've pre-cut some tags here, some wine tags, and I'm going to put them on some wine as gifts coming into Christmas for work colleagues and friends. My husband and I tend to give these out as presents. So I've made a little something to add just to dress up the wine a little bit. So I've got here a stencil that almost looks ginghamy. It does have some fine detail in it, so you see me here blend really well with Distress Oxide ink right into getting into the crevices as much as I can. So I have masked that down with purple tape, has been my saviour in getting the masking on point. Cleaning my surface, I've got the Tim Holtz glass mat here. I've got Ultra New Crisp ink and Copic white cardstock here. This is Copic friendly. This is the Express It. It's something that I can easily get here in Australia, so that's the one I tend to use the most of. I've got some Copics here where I'm going to colour in the reindeer. I start off with the light brown and then I work my way colouring this in throughout the reindeer. Then I bring in a dark brown and just highlight the areas. I'm no Copic colourer, but I am thoroughly enjoying this. You'll probably see more of my cards Copic colouring. I'm really enjoying colouring with Copics and critters. I don't know what it is lately. It's usually not my style, you know, if you'd asked me a year ago, but I'm really enjoying it. And I think because I've got little kids, I've been giving them for their friends, and it's been something that I've just been enjoying, and I hope you enjoy the projects that I've created as well too. So I'm just going to work with my dark colour here, and I'm trying to think about where the shadows are going to be, where it needs to kind of be darker in some areas. I'm not putting too much thought into it because one, I'm inexperienced, but two, I don't want to suck the fun out of me in this colouring process. So I'm just enjoying it really. Okay, so once I've coloured the body in, I'm just putting a little bit of pink in the ears, and I'm going to colour in the little tail. I found the colour that I chose didn't quite work well, so I'm bringing in some of that brown just to tone that colour because it's a little bit too peachy yellow for me. And I think I recovered well. So I used the tip to tip technique to kind of work around that. Now I'm just going to colour in the antlers with a really darker chocolate kind of colour, and then I'm just going to colour in the scarf. Now I thought I'd go a deep dark red, but I ended up wanting to use more a brighter red. I felt this was a little bit more appealing to my eye anyway, and the colours I was using to ink in the background there was more bright. I felt like this needed that to be kind of that same level of tone and brightness. So once I've coloured this in, I actually don't touch the white. I could have put a touch of grey on the white to make it look more realistic, but I was happy with that just to leave it. And then I'm just adding some white gel pen details on the little details there on the back of the reindeer, and then putting some freckles in, just that little bit of cuteness to it. All right, so once I've done that, I'll just add a little bit of touch of black to the nose. I just felt like it needed to be coloured in, so I just did that, and that would just finished off my reindeer. I use a pair of scissors that are fine detailed scissors and cut around that. And I've got some metallic silver embossing glitter here. I've got some VersaFine ink, and I'm going to use the snowflakes from that same stamp set and just randomly stamp. Because it's clear ink, it is sometimes hard to see, especially with a pattern ink that I've just done here. So what I've done is I have stamped where I thought I needed to stamp, and I thought I had enough. When I poured the embossing powder over, I could really see then where I needed to add any extra. So I added up, once I've poured the powder all over the tag there, I was able to identify where I needed that extra kind of snowflake on. And so I just quickly grabbed that snowflake, that ink, and just stamped in an area that I thought that needed it. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is just randomly stamping. So I've got my Wow heat tool here. I'm going to heat set this. I've got it on the highest setting, and I'm going to just heat set this metallic silver. And then I'm going to stamp this sentiment. I love the Onyx Black ink with this particular detail of this sentiment. I just had some fine bits there that I wanted to make sure I captured and stamped properly, and I was able to do that in one go. I thought I did the stamping tool, but you know what? You just never know, so I didn't risk it. Especially because I'd done all this work already to the tag. I didn't want to go backwards. Right, so this sequence pack is from Trinity Stamps, and I'm just randomly scatter these all over. And then once I've done that, I'm just going to adhere it down with some Ranger Multi Matte Medium. I'm going to foam out that reindeer to secure it. Then I can work my sequin placement around. I kind of had an idea just by placing these down before adhering it, and then I'm just going to basically use my finger because it was tacky enough, because I did get a little bit of liquid adhesive already on it, so didn't need a sticky tool. Didn't need one of those when I've got my finger that was already tacky. Okay, so once I've adhered that down, I am going to basically leave that as is. I was pretty happy with the placement. I didn't think I needed to fiddle with it too much. I can make off screen another one, which is a green one, but with no heat embossing, and same another set of sequins again from Trinity. So tell me if you like it. No sequins, you know, heat embossing, no heat embossing. But that is my tag creation for today. So thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next week. Bye.